Hello and welcome to my channel Age of Listening. As always, we're going deep, and when you go deep into the symbols in the RWS deck, you're able to see the story of each card and learn tarot a lot faster. I've got loads of notes on this today, and I've redone this video because I didn't like it, but it was one of the first videos I did and it really needed bringing together a lot more succinctly and clearer. So the first stirrings of the awareness of the Fool, really, the Fool's journey, and the first person he meets is this individual, the Magician. He is ruled by Mercury, and it's the sign of Gemini, and it's all about air, so the element of air. Magician's counterpart is the High Priestess. So you've got mum and you've got dad. So the High Priestess is the mum. This is how I like to look at it. And then you've got the Magician, who is the dad. And I kind of see him as Dumbledore. I'm reading to my children. We're going through the Harry Potter series, which they are loving. And really, for me, Dumbledore is a really good description of this is the High Wizard, it's kind of the most powerful wizard in all of wizardry, and that is him. So think of him as I'm reading this out. He represents action, and especially action from heavenly planes onto earthly planes. That's how I would look at it. And he prefers to gather knowledge from the High Priestess card, or because she represents the spiritual aspect of that's within us. And when you look back at the Lovers card, you'll see that the man always looks to the woman for spiritual guidance, and that's why you have that man and woman partnership. So he's a curious chap, and he's constantly searching for the mystical and the secret elements in the natural world. And his goal is to understand all that surrounds him and use this knowledge to master his world. He's also a bit like a super dad. So if there's anything that you want doing in your house, he's kind of the guy that you call and say, hey dad, can you please put this shelf up or mend my car? He knows how to perform in the spiritual realm, physical realm, sorry. So number one means individuality, because this is a card that the Fool is meeting a man where he is saying this can be part of your life too. You could be a wizard too, and you can have access to all of this deep spiritual understanding that can manifest on the earthly plane if you so wish. So he's really there as the divine connection between the spiritual realm coming into that physical realm. So we have here, let's look at a few things. I'm going to put it over to this for now. The Witch's Tarot is always kind of fairly close, so that's why I always have it in the middle, but I'm going to have it here for the time being. So the roses signify passion for life, associated with birth and materialization, the physical senses. You know, that's why love is always viewed as a red rose. The lily here, to present the duality, is looking at masculine attributes as well, the pursuit of knowledge and purpose, which is also reflected in the yellow. And here we have the yellow in the background as well. It's more gold, but it's generally, it's kind of yellowish. And that's also masculine energy. So Spirit is the High Priestess is feminine energy. He's more seated in his masculine energy with a passion for life. Yep. So we've got lots of greenery around showing, and there's lots of greenery here, and there's grass here and greenery above. And that's to say you're really going to flourish if you are seated into your magician state there's going to be abundance in your life. You can't, you know, it's a fantastic card, a fantastic part of you to encourage its growth in, because you will be abundant. Your life will show signs physically of being in the magician state. The table is always wooden to symbolize earth, and you have here 3 symbols that are on the sides representing the other 3 elements. So you have earth with the wood, you have a bird for air, you have a symbol of waves for water, and flame for fire. And if I get my magic, let's see if it works. Will it work? Will it work? Oh, getting it right. It will work. I have to do it down and then go up. Hold on, I'm going to do it up. I'm not going to be defeated because I want you to see it. Can you see those? So the wood is earth, and you've got the bird with air, and next to it is the flame, and next to that is the waves, 2 sets of waves. Okay. Okay. So so here you have all the elements are present at his disposal, and therefore you have all of the astrology signs of available too. He's got a double tipped wand here and here, can you see? And there's a little line on each end just showing it's double, and that means that he is a conduit, but also a conductor of spiritual energy. He's pointing to the heavens, he's pointing above. Obviously that's kind of metaphorical, because heaven is all around us and it is within us. But he's also pointing downwards. His forefinger is pointing downwards, as above, so below, as above, so below. The heaven that is up here, I will bring the heaven down to earth. What I can manifest as a higher self up in heaven, I can manifest down here onto earth. And he is crowned with a lemniscate, the infinity symbol, above his head. So we have the Ouroboros belt of sorry, everything's going now. See if that will go. So that is the snake eating its own tail, the Ouroboros. Okay. And that's talking about divine wisdom, and it's girded around his waist to show that he is girded, fixed in a state of divine wisdom. So it governs the core of his personality, and his identity is all about, he's gaining all of it from divine wisdom. He has a red mantle and a white robe. So the white indicates purity. It's, you know, our Creator God loves us with a pure heart and a pure light and energy. And some can say it's innocence, but I would say, you know, he's coming from a good place, not negative innocence or, you know, being naive, but he's coming from a true beautiful space. The red over him is the passion that he feels for knowing who he is, what he belongs to, because God is within him. He is within God. He is God's child, and he's passionate about that. He's feeling it, okay? Yellow background, I've already explained that. Explained the markings on the table. I've got notes, so I have to go through them. Right, so basically, I've done a really good job there in half the time. If this is upright. As I say, with Dumbledore, you know, he's able to be passionate in, you know, with just, he loves the children at his school of wizardry and witchcraft, and he's always demonstrating such a fatherly image, and this really comes through with this love as well. And this is somebody who's peaceful and calm in the face of kind of challenges. But reversed, if we reverse it, this is somebody who is a little bit more, now I would say I love Snape. I just fancy him. I don't know, probably I've got this, if you listen to my devil card explanation, I must have a thing for a dark-sided man. But Harry Potter's view of Snape, put it that way, would be the reversed version of the magician man. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to go to the light seers for that description because I really liked it. So it's unused potential, latent talents, questionable intentions, manipulation, selfishness, or unfocused. So you upside down, it's either referring to somebody who's not using their powers, they're not seeing and going to their highest level that they possibly can go to. You know, they're being a bit sluggish on the whole, connecting to God and sorting stuff out in their life. But also it can be somebody who's a little bit manipulative because he's very powerful. With all of that power, he can quite quickly turn into a Voldemort, but he's decided not to be a Voldemort. He's decided to be Dumbledore instead. Other areas, you know, we can see this as an action card, deep in concentration of power and conscious awareness. Very conscious awareness. He's the perfect guy. If you're going on a date and you ask, you know, how am I going to view this guy? And you get the magician, well, you're going to view him very much like this. If he's really like that, though, you need to ask the proper questions in tarot, because so if you know, what is he like? What's his personality like? And you get the magician, it's great. If you get it reversed, it probably means, you know, this is someone who's got a lot of potential, but do you want to marry a man with potential? Not really knowing if he's ever going to pick up the bag and run with it, or, you know. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Please press the like button, and because it helps to support this channel. I haven't monetized it. I am not monetizing it yet. So please press like. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.